I come from a really unstable background. I had a really abusive stepfather. My mom couldn't even stand up to him because she was so busy taking care of my half-sister. I just couldn't be home because I was either getting beat up or I was getting yelled at. I went through life thinking that I didn't matter. As it got colder outside, I just knew that I really couldn't last much longer, even just sleeping at the beach, at the bluffs where I used to.
First Up sees a pretty wide range of folks at our shelter, and we're really privileged, I would say, to be able to work with those communities. We see people who live with complexity of mental illness, people who are living with substance use disorders. We find folks who are leaving violent situations or unsafe housing.
When Laura arrived, I was called down and met with Laura. I took Laura to the intake office so we can start with our intake.
Lillian, the caseworker, asked me questions, basic ones about date of birth, location, but also anything that I would like to set a goal for while I'm here that they can help with.
The First Stop Woodlawn Shelter building is quite unique. In our front lounge, we run programming that's this large, beautiful space that just has sun kind of billowing in the winter or the summer. We have our newly renovated kitchen and cafeteria where people are able to access meals.
When I was on the tour with Lillian, it was so nice to see the common area and the kitchen area. Lillian brought me upstairs to the second floor where the staff office is, and she introduced me to the staff, and she gave me my toiletries and my sheets. It had probably been at least a year since I had my own space. The idea that I had leaving home was just that I wanted to take care of myself, and getting the sheets, getting able to have a sink in my room where I could brush my teeth after so long of not having things like that, not having my own bed, sleeping on floors, on the beach. Now having an entire bed has felt really good.
In our First Stop Woodlawn Shelter, we have 52 emergency shelter beds, we have 12 transitional beds, and then we have 72 units of permanent affordable housing. The majority of rooms at First Stop Shelter are actually single rooms, which is amazing because a lot of folks have been feeling unsafe on the street.
Finally getting a bed, I mean, it was difficult initially because I felt like there was no hope. There was nobody who was willing to support me further. And once I got the bed, it felt like relief. Feeling safe after so long of not knowing where I was going, not knowing what the next day was gonna look like was really hard. So knowing that I had somewhere to be, somewhere that was sheltered and warm, and that there are people here who can support me.
One of the things that we really believe in at the YWCA Toronto is that in order to be successful in your journey to stabilize yourself, we really have to consider all aspects of someone's life, and that encompasses physical health, mental health.
Being alone for so long and having to survive, I had a lot of anxiety. Once I was able to see a counselor, it really changed things for me.
We provide dog therapy programs for folks who need that kind of tactile, emotional support. We have a yoga program so that people are able to move and connect with their body in a way that they maybe haven't been able to before.
Now that I've been at the shelter for a while, it's been really nice to have a sense of community and use all of these spaces to have breakfast together and just bond over what we've been learning and what we've been doing in our day-to-day lives here. It's been nice to be able to connect to all of the women at the shelter. During the intake process, Lillian asked me what my goals were, and seeing as I was just sort of working in fast food, I wanted to get a better job, so I told her that employment was a really important goal for me. I've really been enjoying the job training. It's really comprehensive. The course is ending soon, and I feel very confident moving forward that I'll be able to get a much better job than I would have prior.
We see a lot of people come through our doors, and ultimately our goal is for them to rebuild the strength that they already have, to work with them where they're at and on the goals that they identify they need. We're proud of the work that we do, but more so it's a privilege to be able to work with the folks that we do. They're so strong, they're so resilient, they understand what their needs are, and we just get to walk beside them, or quite frankly, even behind them along the way, so that we can get them to where they need to be.
Looking back on my time since I've been here, it amazes me because I didn't even know that this would be possible for someone like me. And I'm so grateful to the YWCA Toronto because I just wouldn't be here without them.